So after about, I don't know, an hour in Cairo train station, I finally made it onto the train, onto the sleeper train that I'm taking from Cairo all the way down to Luxor. It does go to Aswan, but I'm gonna get off about 6 AM, I think it is, to get to Luxor. Now, I'm doing this video because often I take photos when I go away, when I go traveling. Often it's some sort of film photography. That's great, I love doing that, but I want to do something a little bit different. So I've nicked a GoPro. I'm going to try and do some videos of my time in Egypt over the next few days. So, you know, I'll be on this train for the next about 10 hours. And I'm going to go to Luxor for a few days, spend a few days in Aswan, and then head up back to Cairo. I'll not do any recording in Cairo because you'll get your camera taken off you by the police if you do that. But I'm in Cairo all the time, so I'm not really going to be there to record anything new. Let me show you the cabin that I've got, because I think this is something that I'm going to want to remember, because it's not often that you get put into a cabin a bit like this. So behind me, you can kind of see the bed. This is going to be my kip for the night. Very simple bed. So these cabins, I mean, normally they're designed for 2 people, right? And I was under the impression I was going to get, you know, stuck with a random person, but I've been told that I'm going to have this for the entire journey by myself. So I'm kind of happy with that, because I didn't think I was going to get stuck with just a random person that didn't speak a lot of English, which is fine. I don't mind that, but if I'm going to be with somebody, I want to have, you know, a good conversation with them. You know, they might not like me, I don't know, and if they can't tell me that, then it kind of sucks. But yeah, it's gonna be me by myself, which I'm looking forward to. The guy who runs kind of the carriage, the attendant I guess, he's just been in and put this kind of ladder in. I was kind of thinking I was just gonna have to like G.I. Joe it up and get onto the top. It's pretty dark in here, by the way, you probably already noticed that. But I've got a ladder so I can get to the top. It is really dark in here. I mean, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's really loud as well. So you can kind of hear the people in the cabin next door, but what you can really hear is the rail outside. You can hear everything. A horn goes up every like 5-10 minutes. I mean, I've only been in it for what, 20 minutes now, and that horn's probably gone off a dozen or so times. You can hear the rail beneath us. I mean, I don't mind it. I sleep with, you know, kind of rain sounds on, so it'll not be too much of a problem for me. I've got, you know, kind of sound deafening headphones as well, so in terms of getting asleep, I think I'll be okay. You can feel the vibrations. One thing I'm not doing on this train, by the way, is the food. So I've been in Cairo for about a week now, spent about 3 or 4 days of that with really bad food poisoning, and if you watch better videos than this one, like on YouTube, you'll see people talking about how not great the food is. So I didn't want to risk any more food poisoning, especially, you know, when I'm in a foreign country, when I'm far away from Cairo airport and far away from getting home. Didn't really want to get food poisoning again. I had it really bad in Cairo. I'm not touching fish in the Middle East ever again. But yeah, not doing the food. But my mate Ahmed lives in Cairo, lives in Sheikh Zayed. Saw him today, and his mum has made me sandwiches and she's given me snacks. She's been really nice, because she knows I don't want to eat the food on the train, so really looking forward to that. In terms of what else is in here, so as it stands, there's no main sort of power sockets up here. There's a little crevice up here for your bags, but since it's just me, it's just going to leave it down there. These are some controls, so I mean, I have no idea if these actually work, but aircon, I mean, I'll keep it on cold. Lights, so it does get even darker again, to the point where you only have reading lights on. Let's just turn that back on. No idea what this is. That doesn't turn, okay. And music. Once again, there is no music, so that was kind of not worth saying. This is like kind of like vanity basin. Bit of a design flaw with the ladder installed. It doesn't work. You can take this ladder out, I think. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, I'll have to work that out. This here, it's a shaver plug. I shouldn't have just touched the plug randomly like that. I think I can plug my stuff in there with an adapter. I'm not 100% certain, but what I've done, because I was kind of expecting this, is I've brought a portable charger. When you get your own wash basin here and stuff, so you can brush your teeth in the morning. But yeah, if you do come in here, bring a portable charger. I've brought that and a laptop, which is going to be like a secondary portable charger. Should last me the 10 hours, so I've got no concerns about that. We're stopping I don't know where we're stopping because I don't think we've left Cairo yet. The train has come to a halt. But that's probably it for me for tonight. I'll try and get some more shots, you know, outside the window. It is really dark, so there's probably not going to be much to see. So if they're not from tonight, they might be from in the morning. But you'll hear from me probably when I'm in Aswan. Anyways, see ya. Something that I forgot to mention as well when I was down there, I'm now on the bed, is that the kind of service at the station was really good. I found that a lot of places in Cairo, you know, you kind of share the kind of service that you're going to get. I mean, Egyptian people are really nice, they're really welcoming, but especially, you know, when you're traveling by yourself, and as, you know, if it's as busy as the Cairo station is, you can be unsure, you know, what the service is going to be like, if you're actually going to be able to find your train, all that. The service at Cairo was really, really good. They kind of had, I guess, transport security on, who were basically, they were looking out, I guess, to see who the foreigners were, people who might be confused, people who maybe haven't been to Cairo before, asking around and kind of making sure that everyone knew where their carriages were, where to get on. Didn't ask for money, didn't ask for any kind of tips or anything like that. Even the cleaners were, you know, really supportive as well. So if you're thinking of doing this trip and you're doing it by yourself, or you're doing it with a friend and you've not really spent much time in Cairo, or, you know, I guess the majority of you haven't done this trip before, on the sleeper train, the kind of assistance that's going to be available is really good. So yeah, just try and make use of it. Anyways, I'll say no more. I'll see you guys in the morning when we're heading into Aswan. So it is about, let me just double check on my phone here, it's about 5:30 AM and we've just pulled up to another station, and actually we're just pulling away, oh sorry, another train is pulling away. We've just pulled up to a station, I think about an hour away from Luxor, and the guy, like the concierge, has just come around and said he's going to serve us a breakfast in about 5 minutes. So let me just show you where we are on Google Maps. So I don't know how well the map can see that, but not a million miles away from Luxor, so I think we'll get there in about an hour. Getting in a little bit earlier than I thought, so I need to find out if I'm actually checking to the hotel, because I'm going to be in Luxor a little bit earlier than I had expected. But yeah, in terms of sleep, pretty good. I think I said earlier, I sleep quite well with the noises. The only thing that this is missing is some sort of blanket, some sort of duvet. It did get a little bit cold, and I'm wearing shorts and I didn't really have anything to put on. So in terms of any feedback, that's kind of the only thing I felt like I was missing. I'll show you what the breakfast looks like, because I have no idea, and it should be arriving in about 4 or 5 minutes. Pretty difficult to see because it's pretty dark in here. The light is starting to break out outside. But this is the breakfast that you get. I mean, it's a lot of bread. I'm not complaining about it. I didn't even know I was getting breakfast, so anything is pretty good to start the day. There's cheeses, jams, and breads. No, it's not the most luxurious breakfast in the world, but it'll do me. And yeah, we get into Luxor, I've just found out, in about 45 minutes, so we're going to end up getting there before, well, just after 6 AM, I think, which is pretty early, so I'm hoping I can get an early check-in, and I think that's us about to leave.
Αυτό που είπε όταν ο ίδιος και εξαφανίζεται και μετά ξαναστηπάει.
Very steep.
Yeah, stocks were not the shoe choice. Wait, slightly.
I'm a big fat lazy bastard, and I don't like the climb that I've got ahead of me. Did see quite a few people on the way in, like huffing and puffing. I'm very lazy, so this is not going to go down well for me. Nearly at the top, dripping like a pig at a butcher's. I'm not made for this. It is wham. It's a bit George Michael. Once again, sweating. Once again, like a pig in a butcher's. But we move. This is, I've just been told, Hatshepsut's temple. Pharaoh Queen wore a fake beard, had a big temple. I was too hot, so I didn't listen to much of the rest. As you can tell, I'm pretty knackered. Okay, so it's just gone 4 AM and I'm going in a hot air balloon. Now, I'm not great with heights. Never been in a hot air balloon before, but I'm going to go in one that goes over the Valley of the Kings. So I'm just awake. I've just been told the guy that's going to take me is downstairs. So yeah, a little bit nervous, but looking forward to it.
Dan moet je overgaan met dat document.
I don't know if the camera really catches it well, but these things are massive. I'm thinking like 2-3 double-decker buses piled on top of one another. They're really big, and I'm just not sure whether the GoPro is going to pick up just how kind of enormous they actually are. I'll try and get it on camera just so I can remember what it looks like. So a lot of these the hieroglyphs, what's left is just carvings, right? Like a lot of the colour isn't there until you start looking at the top. And like a lot of the colour is still there. So I'm not sure if you can quite see that in the dark, but right at the top there, and I'll get some photos of it in case it doesn't show on the GoPro. You can still see the blues, the reds, the yellows all along the top and all along the ceiling here. So I've carried on through Luxor Temple, and I found an area that's really quiet, as in I'm the only person here, apart from a couple of security guards. It's just me, and there's a fair bit to see here. I mean, not nearly as much as, doesn't have any obelisks here or huge statues, but you can see kind of the foundations of where the temple could have kind of extended at one point all throughout the back. Oh, there's even more. We'll have a wander to see what else there is. I am getting really thirsty. It is crazy hot, maybe 33 degrees. Got a bottle of water in my bag, but it has gone very warm. Oh wow, so guys, look, there's a lot more here, and there isn't a soul in sight. I think most people are here on guided tours, right? And they take a while to get round. But also they're focusing a lot more time on the statues and the obelisks, which is really cool. I've seen them, they're really interesting, I get it, but there's a lot of value here too, and I don't know, it's just very quiet. Maybe it gets busy later on, but I mean, it's now 2 p.m, and it's quiet. This, I presume, this sign per temple of Ramses II is this pit. Once again, it's fairly small, and maybe it's not worth bringing a big tour group back here because you've got some windy bits. So maybe it is just easier and better to keep them in the main section, but I still don't understand why this is entirely quiet. I also think it's great how there's like open access to these hieroglyphs. I think it's both good and bad. Like, good because You can get really up close to them, but bad because surely they'll wear away a lot quicker with people kind of touching them and having their hands on them. But I'm not sure. Okay, I can't go past here. There's some sort of big gate. I did say whose gate it was earlier on in the temple. Cannot for the life of me remember who that was. But yeah, if you do come here, bring plenty of fluids, because as you can see, not a cloud in the sky. There's a couple of camels there, a couple of nice guys. There's not a cloud in the sky. There is some shade. There is places where you can take shade. I mean, the water in my backpack is so warm already. Doesn't exactly taste the best. I mean, water doesn't really taste of anything, but it doesn't really feel as hydrating. There is places you can buy liquids as you're coming in. Probably should have done that. But they'll also try and sell you the usual kind of tat. It's good to get while you're here, especially if you're going to be here once. Get yourself some tat. But just keep in mind, everyone is going to try and sell you the exact same tat. Some more hieroglyphs over here. I mean, you can probably see how much I'm sweating. I said it once already in this video, but like a pig in a butcher's. That's how I feel. Some more hieroglyphics all along here. Couldn't tell you what they mean. Apart from, I think, do you see, you know, let's see if I can get GoPro looking at it. Do you see these two sections here? They've kind of got that ring around them. I think, and I'm sure someone will correct me, I think they mean, they're like, I think it's a cartouche, I think, which means that's like the signature, or like the name of the pharaoh or whoever was king at the time. Someone will probably tell me that I'm wrong. Tour guy told me once at the pyramids. Don't know how accurate that's going to be. There's a lovely view from over here as well of some more, and someone else is here. Oh, there's some shops and stuff. It's not nearly as quiet as I thought. As soon as you turn this corner and you see some water, there's some shade. Hopefully somewhere I can buy a drink. I see some Coca-Cola fridges, so hopefully there's going to be some success. So I did find something to drink. I found some iced tea and I found some ice cream. I'm leaving the temple now. It's very busy. I'll go through some tourists. But this is probably it for Luxor now. I've actually just called my taxi. Got a guy called Mahmoud who's been giving me lifts around. He's going to take me to McDonald's, and then probably an early night for me, because I've got a 7 AM start in a taxi headed all the way to Aswan. So I'll probably pick the camera back up then. If I pick it up beforehand, I'll pick it up beforehand, but I think the likelihood will be Aswan. Gonna get my McDonald's, spend some time at the hotel because it's so hot. Maybe look at getting an early night. It's still very early though now. I mean, it's not even 3 PM yet, so got plenty of time until then. So different day, different temple. I'm on my way to Aswan from Luxor, and the way I'm doing that is I've booked a taxi in Luxor to take, it's about a 4 or 5 hour drive actually to Aswan. Cost me about $50-60 US. On the way we'll come to a temple. I won't be here for long. It's just kind of an opportunity to stretch my legs between the drive. But yeah, I'll have a little bit of a look around, see what there is. It's pretty big, bigger than anything I've seen so far. Not next to nothing but Edfu. It was a pretty substantial city when I drove in. I didn't even know it existed until I was booking this taxi. But I mean, the temple, the front of it anyways, that I'm hoping we can go up to, it's massive. Yeah, we can't go up to it, there's some other tourists up there. But the kind of size of the hieroglyphs, I mean, it is massive. Look at that. Let's have a quick pop inside of Edfu and see what is in this little dingy little alleyway. Oh, not much. You come through, and there's kind of just scratchings on here. I don't know what these are. I don't know how old they are. These could be fairly new, or they could be several thousands of years old. Haven't a clue. I mean, some Arabic up there, so definitely not, you know, ancient Egyptian, but possibly still quite old. We come on the back here, and this is where we see more hieroglyphs. Very cool. So, there's a way inside. I think I can get, well, I could run through the front, but I wanted to see what was in that side, that little door. It wasn't much. There's a big group here, so a little bit louder, but we are actually inside the temple now. And it is huge. A little bit like Luxor, but not nearly on the same scale. You can kind of see that some of the colour has stayed at the top, so I'm not sure if you can quite see that. And it's very faint, but there's still some like reds and hints of some blues all the way at the top of this pillar, whereas at the bottom it's virtually colourless. We'll head back inside instead of heading out that way. I think there's like another room, another chamber maybe. We'll have a look. See, there's some more ancient Egyptian stuff. There's a group there though. So we'll try and navigate around the group, see what there is. A little bit ominous with the flashing light.
All the colors of one single figure.
These flashing lights are making things feel just a little bit more creepy. Wow, okay. And some stairs leading all the way up there. You guys can't see it, but there's a gate at the top of there, so it's locked, so I'm not getting to the top of there. It's just wild though to think that like thousands of years ago, people were touching these exact same carvings, these exact same hieroglyphs, making them for the first time. I don't know. There's a bat. So that's my cue. Get out of this room. There's something on this corner that I saw that I want to get a little bit of a deeks on. Which is this thing. No clue what it is. I think it's some sort of carrying instrument. Like ceremonial boat maybe? Yeah, it's some sort of ceremonial boat, but it looks like it might have been carried on the shoulders of somebody. And some of the colours stayed in this room too. Let's go down the dark, creepy, ancient Egyptian alleyway. What could go wrong? It's very quiet here. The only real noise is the noise of the bats that are flying around. Which ordinarily I wouldn't be too much of a fan of the bats, but in this environment it kind of fits, so I don't mind it. Yeah, it's just more of the same really. Thank you. I shit myself there. Thought it was a bat. Didn't know about you full grown man. Shit myself. So I think that's it for Ed Food for me. Gonna hop back in the taxi with my main guy, my new best friend Izar. Nice guy, gave me some falafel in the taxi earlier. Hop back in the car with him and make our way towards Aswan. Where I'm staying in Aswan, I'm staying like a Nubian village, so that is the west bank of Aswan I think. I hope I can get taxis around there. I've had a look on a few taxi apps and all the taxis seem to be on the east bank rather than the west bank, so hopefully getting around isn't going to be an issue.
Sao? Complete and no bother.
Thought you was talking to me there. So after what I thought was going to be like a 3-hour drive, 4-hour drive, ended up being like a 5-6 hour drive. So I set off this morning at 7 AM. I've just rocked up with the hotel. It is now 1:15. So it's been a long day in the taxi. Arrived in Aswan about an hour ago, but it took about an extra hour just to get to the hotel. Just to give some background as to where I am for my hotel. It's like in the Nubian village, so it's on the west bank of Aswan. And you can see it's got a really nice ceiling. I'll just show you some of that. It's kind of got all this cool Nubian design about it. The only thing is, there's not much around here. So I think it's going to be a hotel day. I might go down to the river, see if there's any sort of boats that can take me across to the east bank. But I mean, it's 1 o'clock, I'm a bit knackered. I don't know how much activities I'm going to do here. I do have tomorrow as well, so I get on the sleeper train back to Cairo later in the evening. That's on the west bank, so I've got time to explore during the day tomorrow. In terms of my view outside the window, it's all very brown, but it's very nice. The building itself, and I'll see if I can get a shot of it later, it's very colourful. As you can see, it's very blue. It kind of stands out amongst all this brown. There's a little bit of blue there as well. But for the most part, you know, it feels like I'm in the middle of nowhere, which I don't hate. There's a few creature comforts I don't know if this hotel has, like Wi-Fi being one of them. Need to find out if that's an option. But it's a nice hotel so far. It's a really nice complex. I just don't know if there's a great deal of stuff to do in this area, so it might be a quiet day. Hopefully we'll find something to do. I'll bring the camera along just in case. But for now, I'm going to relax for a bit because I'm just... To be honest, I've sat in the car for the past 6-7 hours or however long it's been. Haven't done much, but it's tired me out even though I've done nothing. So I'm going to take a few minutes, kind of collect myself, maybe, you know, change clothes a little bit, and then head out. So I've left the hotel, just arranged food with the guy who runs the place. Well, the guy called Ahmed. His English isn't great, but with Google Translate we got there. So I've arranged lunch in about an hour. So I'm going to go on a walk. And I hope I've arranged a felucca to take me to Philae Temple tomorrow after I check out. So the plan so far, if Google Translate has served me right, is food now, ferry tomorrow. Hopefully it works. For now I'm going to have a little wander around this little village. So I spent a little bit of time walking around before I realised that everything that I recorded was done in time-lapse. So I can't use any of the video or recordings that I got. I'm back in the room again. It's been a few hours. I mean, it's now, what time is it? It's now 4:30. So I've had food here. The people are really nice. The English isn't great, but that's okay. Like, I'm not in England. What do you expect? Google Translate has been more than fine. In terms of the area, there is nothing. It's a lovely guest house. It really is. The people are really nice. The service is really nice. There's just not much to do here. I mean, if you want somewhere that's really quiet and relaxing, come here. Just to chill out for a night or two. I think that's probably what it's designed for. But for me, you know, wanting to do stuff, there's not much here. I think I misinterpreted what was meant by Nubian village. Hey, I've had some food. The food was really good. As I say, the people are really nice. And I've just booked a tour of Philae Temple. So I've booked a tour with Philae tomorrow. I mentioned before that I thought I booked a felucca. Didn't happen. That wasn't right. That was wrong. Once again, some mistranslation going on. They said they didn't book me a taxi in the morning or possibly tuk-tuk or something. Just to be safe, I went on gettyguide.com. Just booked a tour from there with hotel pickup. This area is not in their kind of pickup zone, but I've messaged them and said if I'll give you an extra $10, can you make it out and come get me? Which I think they're going to say yes to. They've kind of half confirmed that. So hopefully that's going to be sorted. So it's $10 for the taxi, $14 for the Philae Temple kind of tour. Normally I do that sort of stuff by myself, but if it means I get a pickup out of here and in Aswan, I'm going to take it. I don't mind paying the extra. That's perfectly fine. So yeah, next time I pick up the camera up, probably be heading towards Philae Temple. Maybe. I don't know how much recording I'm going to be able to do because when I'm in a tour, I don't exactly want to have the GoPro out, but I'll try and get some shots at least of the temple. I managed to make it out of that Nubian village. And I still got myself on a little tuk-tuk out of there. The people who had the hotel, I don't think they were too happy that I left before breakfast. But had to get out of there, there wasn't much to do. So I'm at Philae Temple right now. As you can see, it's just behind me. It's really nice. It's very hot, it's very busy. But no, it's really cool. It's a bit like Edfu Temple. I think I prefer Edfu Temple. It's a lot less quiet. And there's, you know, you can get a lot more free time there. But this is cool. It's, as you were seeing on the kind of boat that I got over, you have to get over here by boat taxi. Because this temple used to be underwater. When they installed like a dam on the Nile, really messed things up. So it got flooded. So they actually moved. I think it was UNESCO actually moved this temple from its original site to where it is now, on an island about 550 meters away from where it used to be. It's a lot more of the same, you know, a lot of hieroglyphs, a lot of ancient Egyptian stuff. So it's a lot of the same sort of stuff that you see at all the other temples. It's just a different environment for it, really. You can kind of see some stumps over there. Oh yeah, it's columns. I've been told that is the original site for the temple, so they moved it around about half a kilometre over to this island simply because it was flooding. I wanted to see that. In terms of my plan for today, I don't really know what I've got on. I kind of left this day purposely free, just so I could wander around Aswan, find something to do on the day if I wanted to. This tour was one of those random things. It is, well, it's just gone 10 AM and I'm heading back to the mainland in about 15 minutes. So in terms of what I'm going to get up to, I have no idea. Tonight I'm getting the sleeper train back to Cairo. That is around about 8 PM I think, maybe 8:45. So I've got a lot of time to kill between now and then. So hopefully I'll find something to do. Possibility of doing a fluker ride if I can find a guy who'll take me on his boat. But not so sure yet. This cabin has been very shaky all night. But yeah, my trip in Egypt is pretty much coming to an end. It's been really fun, really enjoyed it. But now I'm just heading back to Cairo, about an hour away. From Cairo, after another night's stay, we're going to be getting a flight back to England. So yeah, I've really enjoyed myself. The cabin has not been as nice as it was on the way down, and I was wrong, by the way, in the first video, first part of the video when I said there isn't a blanket. What I thought was just a really nice mattress topper was actually the blanket. So that was entirely my fault. I had a much warmer sleep last night, but it's been a lot louder going up than it was coming down. But yeah, that's it from me. Egypt has been really fun. I'll be back here for work within the next 2 weeks, so I'm not really far away from the country.